I've been playing badminton for more than 20 years and I've had some amazing coaches during my career, including Morten Frost, my partner here at Basic Fitter. In this video, I'm going to give you the 5 most valuable tips that I've ever received in just 5 minutes. Okay, let's start the timer and dive right into the first tip, which is it's okay to lose if you learn from it. What I mean by it's okay to lose is because it's an opportunity to learn. Why did you lose? Was it because you were in too bad shape? Was it because your technique wasn't good enough? Was it because you played tactically bad? Because you played a lot of cross lifts? Whatever it might be, figure out why you lost, because that is an opportunity for you to practice it and do it better the next time you play another match. Personally, I've lost a lot of matches. And when I lost, I was just angry or sad or whatever it is. I wasn't good enough figuring out the why. Later in my career, I got better at this. I was able to identify what my problems were in the match. What did I do wrong? So my point is, figure out why you lost, because then you're able to go back to the practice court and work on it. And that leads me to my next tip. Practice, practice, practice. Unfortunately, in this world, you don't get good at anything without doing it a lot of time. That also applies to badminton, whether it's your footwork, your technique, whatever it might be, you need to repeat doing it a lot of times to be able to get good at it. Back in the days, one of my coaches told me I had a really bad cross lift from my backhand side, and I thought, hell no, that can't be true. So I went on court, I practiced it a lot, and now it's probably one of my most secure shots from the net. So to connect it with my first tip, it's okay to lose, that was about figuring out why you lost. This tip is about practicing why you lost, so it's about repetition here. Now we're moving on to the third tip. The third tip that I've learned in my career, problems are just gifts that needs to be unpacked. One of my coaches told me this, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Every time you face a problem on court, it's about finding a solution. You always face problems on court, and I want you to start looking at those problems as a gift, because who doesn't like gifts? At least I do. So the gifts are an opportunity to get better and grow on court, and that's how I really want you to start seeing it. It's a mentality thing, to stop whining about bad shuttles or your racket or whatever it might be. Start looking at it as problems are a gift that just needs to be unpacked. So the fourth tip, prepare your game plan. A game plan can change depending on who you play, but the purpose of it is giving you a plan on how you want this game to develop. Do you want to play aggressive, defensive, or whatever it might be? I've learned throughout my career that a game plan is super important. The game plan gives me something to stick to throughout the match, because obviously I'll face a lot of problems and challenges throughout, but remembering that game plan can help me getting back to what I want to focus on and how I want the game to develop. Let's say that I'm playing a player who has a bad defense. My game plan would really be controlling the game and actually doing a lot of cross shots, because then I would have to twist and turn my opponent in their defense. The fifth and last tip I've got for you is demand quality in your training. Demand quality in your training means when you have feeders for an exercise, it's okay to ask them to concentrate and focus so they are playing good quality lifts or good quality clears, whatever it might be. Let's take an example here. Let's say you're doing an exercise where you have to practice your backhand, but your training partner are doing bad quality lifts, or they are feeding too fast or too slow. It's okay for you to tell them to adjust to your game. So I see it actually as your responsibility, because you are practicing. Tell your feeder what you want, just do it nicely, and I'm sure all will be good. This, of course, goes both ways. So when you are the feeder in an exercise, you need to focus and provide good quality as well. Everyone can have a bad day on court, and that's totally okay. But remember, it's actually on the bad days that you improve as a badminton player. Okay, let's stop the timer. Hopefully, I managed to keep this in under 5 minutes. These were my 5 best tips for you with my more than 20 years of experience in badminton. Hopefully you learned a lot from these 5 tips and you're able to implement it in your own game. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the comment section below. Thank you for watching and see you next time.